What's going down, America? Welcome to another exciting episode of In Your House with Antoine Clemens. We got some good news. You guys, the world did not come to an end this weekend. Come on. Yeah. Which means one or two things, that either we wasn't good enough for heaven or, yeah. Also, new report came out that atheists has better love life. You think that's true?
No. No.
The report shows that it's true because they don't have to say, oh my God, and feel bad while they're making love. All they have to do is say, oh, nothingness, oh, and go from there. Yeah. The United States government have just reported they have found over 250 pornographic videos and tapes from Bin Laden's raid.
No.
Wow.
They said they found these, they confiscated these pornographic tapes and videos because they feel that he probably have put encoded messages in there. So now, while you're at home watching your videos and your wife catch you to say, oh, nothing, I was becoming a Taliban, so you're not going to get in trouble at all. You're not going to get in trouble at all. Also, anyone tell me why that every time a black person gets car problems, it's always the alternator? If it's the windshield wiper, oh, check the alternator. If it's the starter, no, check the alternator. If you're having problems with the seat, it's the alternator. You know what? But today we have an awesome, awesome show. We have Splash, Gary, Indiana's own basketball team.
Go Splash!
Also, the Indiana Parenting Institute is here, and they're going to join us in the living room. Give it up for them.
All right.
The television debut of Vincent Banks. Give it up for Vincent.
All right, Vincent Banks. Vincent Banks.
And also, 2 new cast members will be crowned right here on In Your House with Antoine Clemens as soon as we come back for commercial break. Give it to us.
Check will strike millions, including baby boomers, their children, and grandchildren in the coming years. As a scientist studying Alzheimer's disease for the American Health Assistance Foundation, I'm well aware that continued research is our only hope for finding a cure. Call 1-800-437-2423 or visit ahaf.org for free publications on Alzheimer's. Learn what you can do to help battle this deadly disease.
Welcome back to In Your House with Antoine Clemens. I'm joined at this time in the living room with the marketing director of the Indiana Parenting Institute. Thank you for joining me in the living room today.
Thank you for having me, Antoine. This is awesome. I love this. I feel like I'm at home, but you know, there's an audience in my house. I don't know what to do with this. Hey, guys.
All right.
I think I want to carry an audience around with me. This is great.
This is the peeping Tom of the group. So when you're home, you know,
I'm getting into this aspect of it. This is great.
I want to thank you once again for joining me today. We're here to talk about, you know, the operation of the Indiana Parenting Institute.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Indiana Parenting Institute teaches parenting skills to our parents in the community. We serve Northwest Indiana, primarily Gary and East Chicago, Indiana right now, but we're slowly moving into Hammond and other areas and other communities within the area. So basically helping parents with issues that they may be having with their children, discipline issues, getting their kids to study, getting their kids to be more interactive, more engaged, more involved. A lot of times parents feel like I always tell people it comes down to a tactic. If you do what you know, and if what you don't know no longer works, it's nice to have someplace else to go to get other ideas of how to move forward from a point of I've used all my resources, where do I go now? And that's what Indiana Parenting Institute provides. Is it gives parents other resources, other options to handle the issues that they're dealing with, that what may have worked before no longer works now. And we explain to them why, because children develop in different stages. And so what worked in the first stage from 0 to 5 will not work from 6 to 12, for example. And a lot of parents don't understand that aspect, and they go, why isn't it working? It worked before. You know, so we help them get through that. So
you guys are designed to help parents become parents?
We're designed to help parents be better parents in the sense of expand their options in terms of how to help their children grow into healthy, productive, successful.
Shouldn't you think the parents already know those traits?
Parents know what they know because they model what has been taught them. They pretty much parent the way that they were parented. So if your parenting was somewhat ineffective, for example, if your parents worked all the time, so your example of a parent is somebody who is gone most of the time and they spend very limited time with you, that's basically how you're going to parent. But what happens is the results that produces is not going to have a child that's connected with you, that's in relationship with you, and that will easily respond to the things that you ask the child to do. So we explain to parents how to develop that relationship, and that it is possible to develop that relationship even as a working parent, but you have to understand that it's not just going to happen, that you actually have to work at that relationship and work at that trust so that the child will respond to you in the way that you need the child to respond to you.
What are some problems that you think? What are some problems that you think that is the problem that the young people, or my fellow peers, are not paying attention to the parents?
Why do I think that they're not paying attention to the parents?
To the rulings of the parents, they're just being rebellious. That the parents have to go out and look for other resources to raise their children.
I think it's really a relationship issue. I think that if a parent has taken the time to not just provide for the child and tell the child what to do and not what to do, but actually got to know the child. I mean, it's just, think of a friend, for example. When you develop a relationship with someone, you develop a friendship with someone, you tend to be much more open to what it is that they have to say to you, as well as knowing that they're open to what it is that you have to say to them. A lot of times, for children today, parents feel like the rule, or that I just get this thing from them and that's it. But if the parent works on developing that relationship with the child and letting the child know that this is someplace where I can go to question life, to get answers to questions about, answers to my questions about life answered, to be able to feel safe to be myself, to express my fears, to not be chastised or criticized for my weaknesses, but have this person there to help me and encourage me through my weaknesses. It's a whole different dynamic, and I think that you'll see that the child will respond to you more in the manner that you'd like the child to, than having them become rebellious. I mean, a lot of times what children are fighting is your definition of them, as opposed to a parent who's trying to work with the child to figure out who the child is. Because where I come from, I believe that we come here pretty much with an agenda,
right.
And a lot of parents spend a lot of times trying to adjust that agenda and instead of trying to discover what my child came here to be and let me help my child become that. And it's a whole different dynamic, I think, of approaching parenting and approaching even your children. I think if you work with who they are, you'll find that they will move less into doing things that they shouldn't be doing, because a lot of times it's fighting becoming something that is really not comfortable or natural to them, but what you think is okay.
Right. Now, your mom started the Parenting Institute, and you guys was established in 2007. What made her get the, what got her heart to get involved into teaching parents?
I so wish she was here to tell the story. My mom starts preaching, you guys, when you ask her this question. But she was watching the news, and a lot of with a lot of kids shooting kids and a lot of just issues going on with our youth today, and having people blame watching parents, when they would interview the parents, talk about, I don't know what happened to that kid. That's not what I did. And my mom's going, no, the child spends its first five years of life with you.
Right.
Children mimic. I mean, we come here not knowing anything, so everything the parent does, the child is pretty much watching you, listening to you, and that thing that came out of his or her mouth, he probably saw or heard you do.
Right.
And so the thing is that if you're seeing behavior that makes no sense to you, you have to come back and understand that it really started at some point with you, but it also can end with you as a parent.
Exactly.
Because they will always, in some manner, listen to what it is that you say, until you get to the point where the relationship is so severed they want nothing to do with you. But if you've not reached that point, you can still make a difference, and that's what we work with our parents on doing.
Well, I definitely want to thank you today for coming by and allowing us to know what the Indiana Parenting Institute is doing here in Gary, Indiana. And we thank you for coming out and supporting us today. But we'll be right back with more In Your House with Antoine Clemens.
You guys rock!
People are diagnosed with macular degeneration, a disabling eye disease that leads to severe vision loss. As a scientist conducting research for the American Health Assistance Foundation, I want you to know that there is hope that a cure and new treatments for macular degeneration will soon be found, but only if we can continue our groundbreaking research. Learn about my research. Call 1-800-437-2423 or visit ahaf.org for free publications on eye disease.
Welcome back to In Your House with Antoine Clemens. We're playing basketball. Splash is joining us in the living room today. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you having me.
We have Coach Jay Bradford.
Yes, sir.
And the rest of the Splash team. And before we start talking, Coach, about what Splash is doing in this season, I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves to the viewing audience.
Okay. First of all, I'm Coach Jay Bradford, the head coach of the new Gary team, the Gary Splash. And here you go.
I'm Ray Howard.
Can you say your name again?
Your name and what position?
I'm point guard for the Gary Splash, Ray Howard.
I'm also point guard for the Gary Splash, Pete Dunbar, number 11.
All right, I'm James Boyer, number 23. I play small forward, power forward.
I'm Kevin White. I play guard, number 3, from right here in Gary, Indiana.
All right.
My name is Chris Wesby, right here from Gary, Indiana. Play small forward, power forward, center. New Wallace on right here, baby.
My name is BJ Walker from Cincinnati, Ohio. My number is 30, and I play strong forward.
All right. We didn't have any Cincinnati fans in our audience today. So, Mr. Bradford, tell us a little bit about what Splash is doing and where you guys came from.
Well, the Splash is a new start team. We've been doing this for about 5 years now. We started another team in Illinois. Okay. My brother and I, and he was playing at first, and I was coaching over there. And then after he retired from playing, he went on and started coaching, and that allowed us to start the second team here in Gary, Indiana. We've been having a lot of success so far. I've only been together 6 months, and this is our second season. We went through a winter season, and we played for the championship. Lost by 1 point on the last second shot, but for a team to be so young, being together, I think we had a great accomplishment. Yeah, right. And our focus really right now is just still gelling and then just establishing ourselves in the community as the new team of Gary, Indiana, and Northwest Indiana.
Gary?
First of all, you'll hear us say a lot of times vision of community. So our biggest thing is being a part of the community, giving good family entertainment, getting out. It's my job to mentor to these young men, and then it's their job to get into the schools and talk to the kids there and just show them positive role models. And one thing we've been teaching them is that it's not about anything but doing one thing a little better than you did before. And so we're trying to push that on to the kids in the community and just providing good family entertainment in the community. So
that's awesome. And you guys play locally here. Where you practice locally here at where do you guys practice?
We practice and play at the Genesis Center here in Gary, Indiana, and also we travel all over. We just got back from New York, Ohio, and in the playoffs we'll be in the Portland area. So
cool. Yeah. Show area in Portland, by the way.
Okay. Look to see us in June. No, late June, early July. Yes.
So when is the next game coming up for Splash?
Actually, we played this Sunday, May 29th, and then also May 31st.
And they'll be here. There's a local show at the Genesis Center?
At the Genesis Center,
okay,
yes.
Great. So what time is that show? I'm sorry, that game.
The game we play at 5 o'clock on Sunday, then the rest of the game's at 7 o'clock. If it's a Sunday game, it's at 5.
Great. Sometimes you got to repeat it for our viewing audience because they,
May 29th, 5 o'clock at the Genesis Center.
Great.
5 o'clock.
So we definitely want to get out and support Splash and everything they're doing. They're a new group. You guys have been established for 6 months. And what changes has personally, if you guys can say, have changed you guys since you've been a part with Splash? Anyone?
I'm the designated spokesman all the time. I would say that everyone's got an opportunity to get out into the schools and speak to the young kids, and I've seen a lot of growth. When we started, I mean, we get up there and there was a lot of this, that, a lot of pauses, very little comfort in front of people like that, kind of like I'm doing right now. But I've seen a lot of growth as far as people being able to speak their mind and let the kids kind of know where they come from and what's some of the things that they can do to use our experiences to to better their lives.
That's awesome. Anyone else?
Family, man. Yeah, 2001. I see you.